I enjoy you on Twitter. I enjoy your activities. I know you're very politically minded, aren't you? Bipartisan information, and I've seen it, and I saw how it works, and it is set up very cleverly. How long did it take you to get it together?
Yeah. Well, I think, nowadays you got to be, right?
Yeah, but not. Sometimes I see a face as beautiful as yours and muscles as bulging.
Did you hear about Chris Evans' epic takedown of Trump? The Captain America star just nuked the entire Trump family with a single word. And now Melania's in full-blown panic mode. Seriously, who knew Evans had a superpower for roasting presidents? Trump's probably wishing he could snap his fingers and make half the population disappear right about now. But nope, Chris's zinger is spreading faster than fake tan at a MAGA rally. This has always blown my mind a little bit. 91% that watch this show regularly haven't subscribed. Could I ask you for a small favor before we start? If you like this show, what we do here, and want to support us, the free, simple way you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the world of celebrity tweets and political smackdowns. Remember our old pal Chris Evans? Yeah, the guy who used to run around in star-spangled tights. Well, he's traded in his shield for a smartphone, and let me tell you, he's causing more chaos than a bull in a china shop. So picture this. Trump's sitting up in his golden tower, tweeting away like he's the king of the internet. He's probably got his phone in one hand and a Big Mac in the other, living his best life. But then, out of nowhere comes our boy, Chris Evans, sliding into the Twitterverse like a boss.
Yeah. Well, it's designed to, ultimately create engagement. I think a lot of people turn away from politics because the landscape itself is a little daunting. I think if you hit 25, 30.
It's as beautiful as yours and muscles as bulging. And I think this guy doesn't have a care in the world. He just wakes up, he looks in the mirror, to hell with everybody else.
Initially, everybody thought it was a joke. It was I don't know what I thought. I think foolishly, I just thought this is such a great idea. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this, Right. And I expected,
Now, Evans might not have his Captain America muscles anymore, but his thumbs are working overtime. He's firing off zingers faster than you can say, "Make America Great Again." And these tweets, they're not just your average cuff nonsense. No sir, they're hitting Trump right where it hurts. His ego. It's like watching a verbal boxing match, but instead of punches, it's puns. Evans is dancing around Trump like Muhammad Ali, throwing jabs left and right. And Trump, he's just standing there, trying to figure out which way is up. It's almost sad. Almost. But here's the kicker. Evans is winning by a landslide. Every tweet is a knockout punch, and Trump's getting more rattled by the minute. You can almost hear him shouting fake news at his phone screen. Poor Donnie Diapers, he never saw it coming. Now, you might be wondering, what's the secret to Evans's success? Is it his Hollywood charm? His boyish good looks? Nah, it's something much simpler. Turns out you don't need superpowers to be a hero, just a smartphone and a wicked sense of humor. But let's not forget about the real victim in all this. Poor Melania. Can you imagine being married to the grumpy Trumpy during all this? She's probably locked herself in the bathroom, pretending she doesn't speak English again. Well, sorry, no speak Twitter, only model. And while all this is going down, the rest of us are just sitting here with our popcorn watching the show. It's better than any Marvel movie, I'll tell you that much. Who needs CGI when you've got real-life drama like this? But here's the million-dollar question. What's the one word Chris Evans used that got Trump all riled up? What could possibly make the orange turd lose his cool? Was it impeachment? Loser? Diet? The suspense is killing me. Well, folks, it looks like we've got our answer, and it's a doozy. Trump's not just riled up, he's having a full-blown Twitter meltdown. But what could make the commander-in-chief lose his cool faster than you can say, cuff F? Grumpy Trumpy is at it again, and this time he's really outdone himself. His Twitter feed is hotter than a McDonald's coffee lawsuit, and it's all because of one little word from Chris Evans. Can you believe it? One word. It's like watching a toddler throw a tantrum because someone took away his favorite toy, except the toy is Twitter, and the toddler is the leader of the free world. The orange turd is tweeting so fast, you'd think his tiny fingers were powered by nuclear energy. It's a sight to behold, really. His tweets are getting crazier than his hair on a windy day, and that's saying something. One minute he's ranting about fake news, the next he's inventing new words that would make Shakespeare roll over in his grave. But here's the kicker. Trump supporters are trying to defend him, bless their hearts. It's like watching someone try to use an umbrella in a hurricane. They're out there tweeting things like, "Our president is just passionate, and he tells it like it is." Yeah, sure, if by passionate you mean completely unhinged, and by telling it like it is, you mean spewing nonsense at 3 a.m. Meanwhile, the rest of Twitter is having an absolute field day. Memes are popping up faster than Trump's lies in a press conference. We've got pictures of Trump as an angry baby, Trump with his hair on fire, Trump throwing his phone into the toilet. You name it, Twitter's got it. It's like Christmas came early for comedians and meme makers. But let's take a moment to appreciate the true hero of this story. The word. That's right, the single word that sent Donnie Diapers into a tailspin. It's like a David and Goliath story, except David is a word and Goliath is a 73-year-old man with access to nuclear codes. Who knew language could be so powerful? And it's not just any old Twitter storm we're witnessing here. Oh no, this is a Category 5 Trump Twitter tantrum. It's like he's trying to set a new world record for most nonsensical tweets in a single hour. At this rate, he might actually break Twitter. Can you imagine? Trump might finally achieve something in office, being the first president to crash a social media platform through sheer force of stupidity. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Trump's Twitter meltdown worse than usual this time? I mean, we've seen some doozies before, right? Remember Covfefe, or the time he retweeted himself agreeing with himself. But this is something special. Well, folks, while Trump's busy breaking Twitter records, there's another storm brewing in the White House. Remember Melania? Yeah, that Melania. Well, she's not looking too happy right now. In fact, she's gone from first lady to first panicker faster than you can say prenup. Picture this, Melania's probably sitting in her fancy White House room, scrolling through her phone and thinking, I signed up for designer dresses and state dinners, not this Twitter circus. Poor Melania's face is probably doing more gymnastics than her husband's thumbs on that phone. One minute she's all poise and grace, the next she's probably Googling how to divorce a president without anyone noticing. Being married to the most roasted man in America can't be easy. It's like being hitched to a human Twitter feed. Constant drama, endless crises, and a desperate need for attention. Melania's probably wishing she could build a wall around herself right about now, her Be Best campaign. More like Be Gone at this point. You've got to wonder what's going through her mind. Is she practicing her everything's fine smile in the mirror? Or maybe she's on the phone with her lawyer asking, so hypothetically, if my husband gets impeached, do I still get to keep the jewelry? The world's watching, wondering if this is the tweet that breaks the First Lady's patience. Will she finally snap and tweet back at ChrisEvans herself? Captain America, if you're reading this, please come rescue me from this golden tower of tweets. Poor Melania, stuck between a tweet and a dumb place. She's probably daydreaming about the good old days when the biggest scandal was whether she'd hold Donald's hand or not. Now she's dealing with a full-blown Twittergeddon. It's like watching an ice sculpture melt in the Sahara. You know it's not gonna end well, but you just can't look away. And let's not forget, Melania's got her own reputation to worry about. She's probably thinking, I came to America for a better life, not to be the first lady of memes. Every time her husband tweets, you can almost hear her sigh from across the Atlantic. It's gotta be tough being married to a guy whose Twitter feed reads like a toddler's tantrum written by a very stable genius. But hey, maybe Melania's secretly enjoying this. After all, every tweet is another reason to spend time away from the Oval Office. She might be in her room right now, eating popcorn and watching this Twitter war unfold like it's the latest reality TV show. The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C. has nothing on this drama. Or maybe she's planning her own social media comeback. Watch out, world, Melania might just surprise us all and start her own Twitter rampage. Free Melania could become Feisty Melania real quick, can you imagine? Donald Darling, your tweets are as orange as your tan, and be best at shutting up. In all seriousness though, you've gotta feel for Melania. She signed up to be a trophy wife, not a political punching bag. Every time Trump tweets, she probably loses another strand of her perfectly coiffed hair. It's like being married to a bull in a china shop, except the china shop is America and the bull has nuclear codes. So while Trump's busy tweeting his brains out, spare a thought for Melania. She's probably wishing she could trade places with literally anyone else right now. Even Sean Spicer hiding in the bushes is looking pretty good in comparison. Well, folks, it looks like Chris Evans just kicked over a hornet's nest with his Twitter zinger. The internet's gone bonkers, buzzing louder than your grandma's dentures in a blender. It's like Evans lobbed a word grenade into the Twitterverse, and now everyone's scrambling for cover. Trump's loyal fans are madder than a bull who just found out his favorite China shop closed down. They're typing away furiously, probably breaking their keyboards in the process. Meanwhile, the Trump critics? They're having a field day. It's like Christmas came early, and Santa brought them a year's supply of I told you so cards. But it's not just us regular folks getting in on the action. The politicians are racing to pick sides faster than a toddler choosing between ice cream flavors. It's like a game of political musical chairs, and nobody wants to be left standing when the music stops. And don't even get me started on the news channels. They're playing Evans's tweet on repeat like it's the new summer anthem. CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, they're all over it like white on rice. You'd think Evans had discovered the cure for baldness or something. Social media, it's going absolutely bonkers. Hashtags are popping up faster than Trump's excuses. Evans vs Trump or Wordgate, Tweetquake, you name it, it's trending. It's like someone took a Mentos and dropped it into the Diet Coke of American politics. Everyone and their dogs got an opinion on this. Your neighbor's going on about it over the fence. Your barber's chatting it up while he's giving you a trim, and even your cat looks like it's judging you for not having tweeted about it yet. The White House? Oh boy, they're probably in full-on crisis mode. I bet they're running around like headless chickens, trying to figure out how to put out this Twitter inferno. It's like trying to extinguish a forest fire with a water pistol. Good luck with that, folks. One thing's for sure. Politics is never going to be the same after this tweet quake. It's like Evans took a wrecking ball to the whole system with just one word. Who knew 280 characters or less could cause so much chaos? But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Evans versus Trump anymore. Nope. This has turned into a full-blown political earthquake. The aftershocks are gonna be felt for a long time to come. It's like Evans opened Pandora's box and now we're all along for the ride. Think about it. A single tweet from a guy who's famous for wearing tights and throwing a frisbee has got the entire country in an uproar. It's crazy, right? But that's the world we live in now. One minute you're scrolling through cat videos, the next you're watching democracy crumble in real time. And let's not forget the memes. Oh, the memes! They're multiplying faster than rabbits on Valentine's Day. You've got Trump's head photoshopped onto a baby's body, Melania doing the distracted boyfriend meme, and Evans as Captain America wielding a giant Twitter logo instead of his shield. It's a meme-pocalypse out there. But jokes aside, this whole debacle is shining a spotlight on something pretty serious: the power of social media in shaping public opinion. One tweet from a celebrity, and suddenly the whole country's political landscape is shifting. It's like watching a game of Jenga, and Evans just pulled out the bottom block. The real question is, what happens next? Will this tweet be the straw that breaks the camel's back? Or will it be just another blip in the never-ending circus that is American politics? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. We're all gonna be glued to our screens, waiting to see how this plays out. Well, folks, it looks like Chris Evans isn't just playing a superhero on the big screen anymore. He's out here in the real world, showing us how it's done without even needing a fancy star-spangled suit. Our boy Chris is urging his followers to get off their butts and do something about the mess we're in. He's not just tweeting from his ivory tower. He's telling people to call your reps, vote, volunteer, march. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. But here's the kicker. Evans just proved that sometimes all you need is one well-placed word to shake things up. It's like he found Trump's off switch and flipped it with a single tweet. Who knew 280 characters could cause such a ruckus? It's enough to make you wonder what your own superpower might be. Maybe it's time we all channel our inner Captain America and start making some noise. After all, if Chris can do it armed with just his smartphone and a wicked sense of humor, what's stopping the rest of us? So what'll it be, folks? Are you gonna sit there like a bump on a log, or are you gonna find your own magic word and let her rip?